Great. How are you doing?
I'm good.
What happened?
No, what? You must be pretty tired.
No, we're doing all right. Plugging away day to day.
Thank you. Secretary Kerry, thank you for sitting down with AP to speak in the last couple of weeks before you head to Glasgow.
Happy to be with you. Thank you.
Obviously, China and the U.S. are the world's two biggest climate emitters. At Glasgow, did we have to see China make some big surprise announcements of emissions cuts for Glasgow to actually succeed?
I think it'd be great if China were to do that. I think the measurement of success in Glasgow will be the total picture of countries stepping up and raising ambition across the board. We will have a gap between what we need to do to get to keep the 1.5 degrees. To the credit of the United States, Canada, Japan, the UK, and the EU, we have all put forward plans that do keep 1.5 degrees alive. And that's 55% of global GDP. But there are a number of other countries that have not yet submitted their plans that have an opportunity to be able to augment their activities. China emits 3 times the amount that we do, or just about. They're at 28%, we're at about 11%. And then it goes down to India and Russia and other countries. But 20 countries equal 80% of all the emissions. So we need those 20 countries to do as much as possible, as fast as possible. It would be wonderful if everybody came and everybody hit the 1.5 degrees mark. That would be terrific. But some countries just don't have the energy mix yet that allows them to do that.
So if the U.S. is unable to get its substantive climate legislation through Congress?
Well, that obviously would hurt. I mean, if the United States can't do some of the things that are necessary to make the transition, clearly that would be harmful. But I hope and pray that the Congress is going to be able to pass essential elements of what President Biden has put forward. The United States right now is helping to lead the charge here to effect this transition. And it would be like President Trump pulling out of the Paris Agreement again. We've rejoined, we're there, the President held a summit. We are now on track to be able to achieve the holding of the Earth's temperature increase to the 1.5 degrees, and we really need to step up and make it happen. And I hope Congress is going to do that. With the acceleration of the private sector participation, the trillions of dollars that are beginning to move into this direction, I think a lot of countries are going to be acting appropriately in Glasgow as a result of Glasgow. That's the only reason this raising of ambition is going to take place, because Glasgow is taking place. And because there's been a real push among nations, beginning with President Biden's summit this spring, that is going to accelerate the rate at which we are doing this. I think you will have enough major initiatives on the table that over the next year or so, we can follow up with additional tweaks to various plans, and we can still achieve what we have to. But it's not a big window. It's a tight window. And Glasgow remains exactly what I said it was before. If we didn't have Glasgow and we didn't come together and we don't raise ambition, it's cooked. So the fact of this happening is the last best chance to get on track. I think that's what I said. We will hopefully be moving very close to that track, though there will be a gap. And we've got to be honest about the gap. And we have to use the gap as further motivation to continue to totally accelerate as fast as we can. This is still achievable.
How much has it hurt you in your diplomacy for the past year that the U.S. has not been able to, domestically has not been able to make these cuts?
Well, it hurts. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that it's the best way to send the best message is to not do it. I mean, we need to do these things. And the United States is stepping up. We've put forward a very ambitious plan. That's the first step. Gina McCarthy and a team in the White House led the charge.
There is a plan, but there's not yet any substantive legislation through Congress.
Well, I think there will be. I mean, I'm an optimist, and I also believe Congress is going to step up.
Can you just kind of give your 30-second elevator ride pitch or description of what happens if Glasgow fails, if there's lots of rhetoric, but there's not any commitments to substantive
I'm not
action?
going to do that now because I'm betting on the fact that a lot of nations are going to step up who have said they're going to step up. I think we're going to have the largest raising of ambition that we've ever seen. I don't know the full measure of it yet. There are countries that we're working with still. I'm going to Mexico in a few days. I'm going to Saudi Arabia. They're going to step up and make an announcement. Russia's going to make an announcement. So we have a lot of things to still come across the transom. And that will decide sort of where we are overall and which countries have neglected to do what is responsible.
That's China so far. Or are you?
I'm not talking about any specific country yet. There is time in the next weeks for countries to put in their plans. But I am saying that by the time Glasgow's over, we're going to know who is doing their fair share and who isn't.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking.
I'm happy to talk. Thank you so much for talking. For being able to talk.